everyone. I am driving and vlogging, but I'm paying attention to the road and not you, so don't judge me. Because I haven't been able to get a vlog in a while. So let me explain why. I posted about my vitamin D deficiency and how awful I was feeling because of that, and we thought that was the answer, and I had been supplementing for months, and it wasn't really coming up that much. So I'm continuing supplementing and started getting all these other symptoms also that I was dealing with. And I'm just like, well, it must be from the deficiency. Like my hair is falling out, really, really fatigued. And then for a month there, we took gluten out of our diet, like all wheat products, to try to help my son's, Keegan's, behavioral issues. And I heard that when kids have a sensitivity to it, it can manifest as like ADHD type symptoms. And so we thought, hey, I didn't know that it takes longer than a month. So for a month we did it, and we didn't see like a ton of improvement, and it was stressful being gluten-free, especially with the kids. His favorite thing in the world is peanut butter and jelly. So anyway, we put it back in our diets. Well, I started getting very, very, very sick. Every time I would eat it, and I thought at first, the first couple times, I'm like, this is just my body getting back used to it. You know, like, I just haven't had it in a while. I guess everyone has to go through a transition period of getting back used to eating gluten. And so, but then it just kept happening, and it was worse and worse. And I looked up my symptoms and noticed that it's probably like a gluten intolerance or something. So I bring it up with my OB, and she's like, well, if you have a problem with gluten, just don't eat gluten. That's the solution. She's like, there's no reason to do any testing or anything. If you can't eat it, you can't eat it. It's not good for you anyway. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Well, I had to eat gluten for a week. We were kind of low on funds, and it was stressful, and we had to. So I did, and because when that's what you can get, that's what you get. I mean, we're already vegan, so going gluten-free is kind of crazy. Well, so I ate it for a week, and I got very, very, very sick. Like, I don't know, I was kind of in denial. I'm like, I could do this for a week. I can handle it. It won't be a big deal. I'm over that. No. So I got really, really sick. And I noticed that this rash on my arm broke out. And I've been having this rash since I was like 8 or 9. And we were always told, oh, it's just like a weird form of eczema, or we don't know what it is, use the steroid cream raw. And so I was just kind of used to living with it, and I didn't really notice when it would break out. It just seemed random to me. Well, I kind of noticed that it went along with this gluten exposure. And so it's an awful, awful rash. It's like itches and burns, and then there's like blisters, and the blisters, it's so intensely itchy that you can't help but scratch it. You want to like scratch your skin off. Keegan, stop it. You cannot get out of your seat. Keegan Lucas. So anyway, and you basically want to scratch down to your bones. And you wake up and all the blisters are ripped open, and it's just awful. Anyway, it's really gross. And so, that doesn't sound like eczema to me. I don't know about you, but anyway, so I kind of looked it up, and I found that, this rash could be dermatitis herpetiformis, which is the celiac disease rash. And I'm like, holy crap, I have all the symptoms, and like, perhaps I could have like a gluten intolerance or celiac disease or something. And I mean, it's not crazy. So, I mean, I thought, well, I guess I could just be being a hypochondriac or whatever. I don't know. But, I mean, that's what my husband thinks, Chris. He thinks I'm a hypochondriac because I've had all these symptoms where I've just been fatigued for so long, my hair's been falling out, I have this rash, the gastrointestinal symptoms, and they all were seemingly unrelated. So it kind of made me seem like a hypochondriac that was like trying to find problems. Well, but I'm like, maybe these are all connected, and I have a problem with gluten. So I kind of looked into it further, and then I set up an appointment with a dermatologist, because if I have this disease, I thought, I need to know so I can get the kids tested, and I can check for other related, conditions or deficiencies. Basically, celiac disease is, it's genetic, and it's where, like, a lot of people have a gluten sensitivity, and celiac disease is if you're genetically predisposed to get it, then your gluten sensitivity can trigger celiac disease. And it's an autoimmune disease where your body, instead of attacking gluten, it's intolerant to it and it can't handle it. So instead of attacking that and having like a regular response, like an allergy, it has an immune response and starts attacking you. So what it does is it attacks the intestines. Like the intestines have these little fingers, and I'm at a red light, so anyway, and they're called villi, and the nutrients kind of moves all the nutrients in your intestines, and they kind of seep in between them. That's how you absorb your nutrients. Well, with celiac disease, it destroys those little fingers. It blunts them all the way down. So you can't absorb nutrients that well. And, hold on, I'm trying to turn. You can't absorb nutrients that well. And also, what was I saying? Yeah, and so you have all this intestinal damage. Well, also, it can manifest as this rash, dermatitis herpetiformis. And what am I doing? I'm just confused as where I am. I'm just gonna go straight. Anyway, I got lost talking to you, but anyway, it can manifest as this rash, and that's where, when the immune response happens, it attacks your skin also. So these deposits go into your skin, and it triggers them and attacks your skin. So basically, that's what might be happening. So I set up a dermatologist appointment and had him look at it, and basically he was just like, that's definitely what it is, and hold on. He said, okay, just a second. He said that this is definitely what it is with your symptoms and the way it looks and whatever. Do a biopsy, whatever, and that's what it is. So I'm like, okay. So, but he was like so cold and was just like, yep, that's it, and then just like left me there. It's like, basically he was saying, because if you have this rash, you have celiac disease. Most of the time, well, I think all of the time. I don't know. I'm kind of confused doing my research on it. So I got referred to a GI doctor, and I go next week, and what street is this? Okay. We will find out basically any other damage or nutritional deficiencies or whatever. But I'm still kind of in shock getting used to this. The idea of having this autoimmune disease. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, that's what's been going on. It's just that I've been so fatigued and feeling so awful that that I just like can barely do anything. Like, I feel bad for my kids because I barely can get out of the bed in the morning because I've been feeling so awful and sick because of this. And yeah, so I just haven't vlogged in a really long time, and but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with me. It really sucks because I don't know, this is like forever, you know? Like, I just have to accept that I can never eat gluten again. What is gluten? It's like wheat, barley, rye. There's a bunch of other ones, but those are the main ones. So I have to completely eliminate it from my diet. Hair products, cosmetics, everything. So, and before we take it out of the kids' diets, we have to get them tested first. Because I've already taken it out of my diet, any other testing is not really going to work. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I have the rash. Like, I hate it and it's awful, but thankfully I have it, because then confirming the diagnosis of that means that I don't have to have a biopsy of my intestine in order to diagnose the condition. So because I already took gluten out of the diet, that would be wrong, and the damage would probably already start healing, and the blood test wouldn't be accurate because I've already taken it out of my diet. So we're leaving it in the kids' diets right now, just in case we have to do like major testing on them to see if they have it, which of course would really suck because I don't want them to have this. I mean, they're already vegan, and it's really hard finding things that they want to eat. And no, we're not going to change our minds on that. That's our beliefs, our strong beliefs, and we would never alter those based on this. But anyway, I think that we can eat very, very healthy. I think it's going to force us to eat healthier to not eat gluten, actually. So it's just, you know, plant-based diet, and a really healthy one. And we're going to be making more stuff from scratch, and I think it's going to be good. So I'm trying to accept it and embrace it, and just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I guess I'll update after that GI doctor appointment. I don't know how that's going to go. I mean, I think it'll be good to have that gastroenterologist like managing my care, because he knows about the condition. My general practitioner, well, she's a nurse practitioner. I never really go to the doctor. I usually go to like a chiropractic or a natural medicine doctor. And when I was telling her about how I got diagnosed with a rash, so I think I have celiac disease, or I'm pretty sure I have celiac disease, and I need some further testing. Do you want to refer me, or do you want to do the testing? She was really confused as to what celiac disease was, which is really crazy that they wouldn't know what it is when it's supposedly, I mean, it's such a big deal. So anyway, and it's becoming more and more common, so how would they not have known about it? But anyway, she was like, so basically you have a wheat allergy. Like, no, it's not an allergy. Autoimmune disease. So, but anyway, she just kept saying, yeah, so then it's an allergy, a wheat allergy. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, because she had no idea what she was talking about, which kind of sucks. So anyway, I'm glad she referred me to someone that's going to know what they're talking about. Anyway, so we'll see. I mean, they can't do, I'm assuming they can't do an endoscopy, or whatever it's called, and they can't do any blood work. I mean, I guess they can do the genetic test to see that, and if that came back no, then I'd be really confused, because I don't know how I would have this rash without having celiac disease. So anyway, I guess we'll just take it from there, but see what he says. I mean, at least he can see what nutritional deficiencies I have. I know I have vitamin D deficiency. I'm worried about calcium, because I know that's common, and it's common that you know, no matter your age, you can have osteoporosis, which is scary. There are other conditions, can be like diabetes, thyroid conditions, other vitamin deficiencies. I bruise super, super easily. Like, I scratch my arm and I get purple spots. So I'm kind of concerned that there might be a deficiency that's causing that, like a vitamin K deficiency or something. So we'll see. I just want them to help me get the healthiest I can be. That's what's so great about this. Like, the only, like, the silver lining to all this is, like, out of all autoimmune diseases, if I had to have one, I would pick this one, because I can be healthy again, just not eating gluten and avoiding it completely. Like, if I do that, I can feel healthy again, and I can live a normal life, and that's wonderful. Because my mom has RA, and she's in pain every single day. So I'm thankful that if I have to have something, you know, that it's this and not something, you know, that causes me excruciating pain or anything like that. So, yeah. So I'm happy about that. That's good. I need to look at the positive, you know. And I just need to avoid gluten. I mean, they say if you have 17 exposures, they call it being glutened, a year, that it ups your cancer risk by like 70-something%. That's scary. So we're going to have a completely gluten-free household, I believe. And, yeah, just can watch as this unfolds, because it's going to be a crazy journey. And I will update after that appointment next week, and any other things that come up with all of this. I might go to another dermatologist just to get a second opinion on the rash if the other testing comes back negative. But yeah, he was pretty certain, so I don't know. But anyway, I am going to a sip and see party for my nephew, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye.